talking about Netflix and what are their minimum specifications, and does the GH5 meet those specifications to film a show for Netflix? Coming up. Alright, so the GH5 has been a camera that has been widely regarded as one of the best cameras that you can use on a budget for filming. Now, Netflix has their own requirements that they need in order for shows to meet the specifications, their minimum specifications, so that it could actually look presentable and something that people would enjoy watching on the network. Now, these specifications are recommendations and actually minimum requirements so that whenever they produce a show, or if you want to produce a show and it's actually paid for by Netflix budget, you're doing exactly what they need and they're getting their money's worth so that subscribers can get their money's worth when they watch something. Now, these minimum specifications are pretty well lined up on Netflix's website, and they actually have a list of pre-approved cameras that meet these specifications. One of the cameras that's not on the pre-approved list is the GH5. GH5 may not be on the pre-approved list, and it's a pretty budget camera, but is it or should it be on that list? Well, let's go over the specifications and see if the GH5 meets them. First, we've got the minimum resolution when it comes to acceptable format. Netflix states that you must have a true 4K sensor equal or greater than 4096 photo sites wide. Does the GH5 have that? Of course. In fact, many modern 4K capable DSLRs can push 4096 by 2160. Some don't, some just offer UHD, but the GH5 and along with the Canon 5D Mark IV that I'm such a fan of actually push 4096 by 2160. The recording format, when it comes to the actual recorded internal format of the camera, it's got to be able to meet the following requirements: a 16-bit linear or 10-bit log processing format. So either 16-bit raw recording or at the very least 10-bit log format. Now, log format is a flat profile for your camera that allows a wider dynamic range to be captured, with the ability, of course, to then take that into post and then color correct it as you choose. Now, the GH5 does not come with Vlog unless you purchase that separately, or you purchase the GH5S, which comes with Vlog pre-installed. So what does that mean? The GH5 can do it. Just install the Vlog if you don't have that already. So 2 for 2. Minimum bit rate of at least 240 megabits per second at around 24 frames per second processing. Now, can the GH5 do that? The GH5 couldn't do that upon first release, but then there was a firmware update where you can do up to 400 megabits per second of recording. So the GH5 allows you 24 frames per second at 400 megabits per second, and you can record it in log if you have it, which means we're still good. And that's basically it. Now, I'm not saying that the GH5 would be approved for Netflix, but it certainly seems to meet the minimum specifications that they asked for. But what do you guys think? Would you actually propose a project to Netflix? And if so, would the GH5 be the camera of choice? If not, what would be the camera of choice? That seems to be the only mirrorless or DSLR camera that's, I think, would actually fit, if not a full-time video camera. But I'd like to know what you guys think of that. And anything that you'd want to see, just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see if I can get to it. As always, like, share, and you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys later.